Hello everybody, I'm back for the next episode, and I did all my stuff at Treasure Town, and pretty much the second you walk back into the base, you're stuck with this, so here we go. Now I see everyone's with us. First and foremost, this should go without saying. Grovile appears wherever time gears are located. But where are the time gears? That is the question. But we have no answer. And therefore, we have relied upon the Great Dust Noir for ideas. Together we've identified several locations where the time gears may be found. We ask that everyone split into groups and investigate each of these potential sites. First, Loudred and Corfish, I'm assigning you to the Eastern Forest. That's the huge forest far to the east, of course. Of course. Got it. Hey, we'll do our best. Next, Bidoof, Dugtrio, and Sunflora, we'd like you to search Crystal Cave. Oh, why do they get the cool-sounding one? Oh my gosh! And finally, Tony and Dane, you two are assigned to the Northern Desert. Obviously the shittiest one. The Northern Desert? Oh, you're a fire Pokemon, you better not complain. Correct. Open your world map. Or wonder map, whatever. Dane, open the wonder map. See this area? The area on the map is obscured by clouds, but the dry terrain starts in this area here. That's why it's rumored that a vast desert extends from that point onward. I don't get how do they not have this whole place explored by now? I don't know. Do you buy map upgrades at the store so you know what your map says? We suspect that a time gear is hidden in the depths of the desert. That is where we're sending you to investigate. Okay, we understand. You better. What about me? Well, Diglett will remain at the guild. We can't very well leave the guild completely unattended. Krogonuk and I are staying behind at the guild too. The work we do at the guild is important too, you know. Let's make sure we keep a...
Now, let's find that time gear, everyone.
I bet you're wondering why I made that voice. It's because look at the picture of his sprite. Honestly, I can't really give him I can't give him his normal voice if he's gonna do that in the sprite box.
Yumda.
Yeah, hooray! You didn't really say where Dust Noir is going.
The Northern Desert is not only wide and deep, it is raked by vicious sandstorms.
Well, if you've been there, and I'm assuming you have a wonder map, your wonder map probably has that area not clouded out. Then why didn't you just show your map to everybody else, so that they know where they're going, and... because they don't know where whatever.
Please, do take care.
Will do, thanks. Tony, let's try our best. Stop making that a catchphrase. Minun. I don't really want Minun. But... I'll take him anyway. See what's going on, actually. I really just want to check that egg. I want it to hatch already. Even if it's something really terrible. I'm looking after your egg. Can we check? Yeah, come on. Well, not quite yet. Ah! Okay, well, if this egg isn't done by the time we get back from the desert, then I'm gonna be a bit aggravated. Alright. Where would you like to go? Northern Desert, por favor. Por favor, por favor. And there's a lot of construction nearby, and I really just want to get this recording done, so I hope you can't hear any of that, or drills and people screaming and being annoying. The Northern Desert is through here. If a time gear is really here, Grovile should show up here for sure. Well, you know a time gear is here, but you don't know he's going to show up immediately. I mean, the time gear at the other place where Uxie was, he didn't show up the second you got there. He could show up for another year. You could just sit there aimlessly. Regardless. Let's do our best and find that time gear. Alrighty, Northern Desert first floor. No me gusta. Let's see, Bite. I think Bite should do it. I don't remember which one of my attacks will be the strongest. I assume Bite will probably be the strongest, yeah. I mean, between my two weak moves here. Northern Desert. This place isn't too obnoxious. I mean, when you get down to it, every area is obnoxious, but this one's obnoxious. Ooh, Cubone, I really like you. Let's see if I can force palm you. Join me. Oh. This place, if you haven't noticed, is annoying for the reason that I'm being attacked right now without being attacked. We have enemies that can summon sandstorms and stuff, and just... I'm one of those people who really gets irked by, like, weather effects in video games, because it's something completely out of my control, and I feel cheaped out when I die from them. But that's just me. And I don't really have any way to counteract that. Larvitar, you're actually kind of... He's decent. He's not... I mean, Cubone is definitely better, in my opinion. I have a personal love of Cubone. He's definitely... See, all the Pokemon I had when I was little, like, not just the cards that looked cool, but I had the toys. So, any Pokemon that I see that I say I like, or really just love that particular Pokemon, it's most likely because I had their toy at one point or another. Die. Okay, now die. Oh! Being sneaky. I forget that guy's name. I just call him Digimon Cactus Ripoff. I remember I never got into Digimon. I think it was the theme song, which aggravated me. Digimon, digital monsters, and then they go something something jump jump. I have no idea what they say, but the theme song annoyed me, so I never got into the show. It's not the only reason, but one of the reasons I didn't really like it. So, but I do remember my cousin was really into them, and I could have sworn he had a Digimon that was like a fighting cactus or something. If somebody can explain to me this cactus phenomenon. Oh crap, you are useless. If you waste all of my damn friggin' revives, I hate you. Can I send you home? Okay, stop being bad. Stop being bad. Thank you. Team, why did I bring you? Go home. I hate you. I want to go ahead and eat an orange berry because I can't really refill my health at this sandstorm. So at least the orange berry will counteract it. I've completely lost what I was talking about. Right. I was talking about how I like certain Pokemon because I had the toys. Then I went on to Digimon. How I didn't like it. Alright. I guess now I can go into a new subject. Oh no. Ball toy. I'm gonna go ahead and force palm you. Yeah, that's nice. Ooh, Dane leveled up. Alright, 2 across the board, that's decent, but no new moves. If you couldn't tell, I really have no idea. Sandshrew, another one of my favorites, but he's pretty strong actually. He can't get hit by the sandstorm, obviously, so that kind of makes him annoying in here. And then he has really quick moves that hit for like multiple times. He's pretty annoying. He's a pretty decent companion to have. Oh no, not you. Alright, come on, Dane. Come on. Why did I just waste a bite? Come on, Dane. Get him. Nice. Not that good. And no new moves either. Oh. No. Ugh, waste of your attacks. So, since I can't remember if I was talking about anything or nothing, I've been watching... I probably talked about this in my Shrine too, because I recorded that the day before I'm recording this. Ew, not you. You look like a Yu-Gi-Oh character. Carnivine. So I've been watching... I watched Silence of the Lambs, and for those of you who don't know what Silence of the Lambs is, you probably know the mass murderer killer guy, Hannibal Lecter. He has the face mask, he's a cannibal, he eats people, and he's a really interesting psychologist. And the movie is phenomenal. It's really... I want to say, next to Freddy Krueger, Hannibal Lecter is my favorite monster. Like, he's not even a monster, that's why he's so perfect. The design of this villain is... Okay, you need to stop shooting me with your stupid spiny things. I don't like that. Okay, Dane. Dane, you gotta do that. The design of what he is, for those of you who don't know, basically, he's this amazing psychologist, and he's so amazing that the second you walk into a room, he can, by the way you breathe, the way you look, the way you smell, the way you just, what you are, he knows exactly what you are. He just pegs you down, regardless of who you are, the second he sees you. It's just the kind of... I think I don't have Ember on for Dane, which is kind of annoying. No wonder Dane isn't being too helpful. There you go. And he pegs you down the second you walk in. And he committed all these crimes, and he eats people. Like, on top of the fact that he not only knows who you are without knowing who you are, he eats people, which is just disturbing and really interesting. So, the premise of this movie is there's this mass murderer guy named Buffalo Bill, and he goes around kidnapping women and just slicing them open and doing these horrible, terrible things. Okay, you need to wake up. And they captured Hannibal Lecter, this renowned mass murderer. And they think the only way they can get to Buffalo Bill is through Lecter, because they think Lecter knows him, which he does. Spoilers, I'm probably going to talk about the movie and probably give spoilers, so if you don't want to be spoiled on this amazing movie, I'm going to try not to give away, like, plot points or anything, like who dies, who doesn't die, what happens. So they send this woman, Clarice Starling, to go and interview him, and immediately he has this, like, connection with her. And and it's not like... He finds her really interesting. So every time that she goes in to study him and ask him questions, he, like, rapes her mind. And it's really interesting how he does this. And he's played by, I think, Anthony Hopkins, I want to say. I'm pretty sure it's Anthony Hopkins. I'm terrible with actors' names. So, he like mind rapes her every time she goes in there, but she keeps coming back because he's so interesting to talk to, and then eventually he helps her solve the crime. And it's just amazing how they do this character, that he's so demented yet so eloquent and poetic the way he talks. And they really show this... language, this is terrible, but the second Clarice goes in there to interview him, the first time, he's in an insane asylum because he eats people, so they think he's insane. He sort of is, but sort of isn't. So, she goes in, walks past all the other prisoners. Not really prisoners, but, you know, the insane people. So, she walks past them, and this one guy's, like, trying to grab at her, and this other guy, this one really crazy guy, is, like, sniffing, and he's, like, scratching at walls and stuff, and she goes, Are you okay? And he goes, I can smell your cunt. And she's like, okay, so then she walks away. And then she gets down to the last one, which is Lecter's. And it's obviously different. The other ones are bars, iron bars. His is like this bulletproof glass, and he looks really violent, and he turns around, he's not facing her, and he goes, he's like, hello, Clarice. Hello, you must be the one here to interview me. It's a pleasure to meet you. And she's like, yes, Dr. Lecter, it's nice to meet you too. And then he's like, tell me, what is it that Frank in the cell next to me said to you? And she goes, he said he could smell my cunt. And he goes, "Oh, well, I cannot. But I can smell that lovely perfume you're wearing." And then he's just so poetic in the way that he acts. It's amazing. My two favorite monsters. Freddy Krueger. He's the one monster... You know, there's Michael Myers and Jason. Oh, cutscene. Is this the deepest part of the desert? Whoa! There's quicksand. The sand's getting sucked down here and there. They're like sand whirlpools, and we'll be pulled under if we get too close. It's dangerous here. I don't see anything around here that even remotely looks like a time gear. I guess there's nothing here. No. What's wrong, Tony? This feeling. It's like the one I got at Fogbound Lake. I know this place. Maybe I've only heard of this place. But it seems like I've been here before. Can't tell which. Either way, I do know this place. Say, Tony. What's wrong? You seem, you know, dazed. Well, there's nothing can't talk. There's nothing here. How disappointing. Let's report our findings back to the guild. Let's go. So now this one time he pushes me back? Okay. So Freddy Krueger, he's perfect because he can get you in the one place you're safe while you're dreaming. But Jason and like Michael Myers and other psychotic people can't. That's why he's perfect. And Hannibal is perfect because he doesn't need powers, like he doesn't need strength or anything. He's just so... He knows everything about you, he knows everything that's going to happen with everybody, and he's just amazing to watch. And I generally don't jump on a movie when I think a movie is really good to say it's now one of my favorites or anything. But this Silence of the Lambs, definitely one of my new favorite movies. It would definitely get in the top 20, just maybe the top 10. So I definitely recommend it. But enough about that. What? So everyone's back from their searches, but nobody found anything? Disappointing. That's what happened. Hey, we all went out to the eastern forest. Just like we were told, but hey, there's nothing really there but forest. And as for Crystal Cave, it's just chock full of crystals. Mighty pretty, though. That's kind of funny. Is Bidoof female or male? I want to say female. They probably already told me a bajillion times, but I just can't really tell. He looks kind of feminine. She looks kind of feminine, if that makes sense. Blah blah blah. You took a souvenir. Why would you do that? Why would you take a treasure and not tell us? Blah blah blah. Dust Noir, sir, I regret to say it. Our search has ended fruitlessly. Ah, this is quite vexing. I thought the search locations we chose held promise. I blame my lack of knowledge. I am truly chastened. Oh my goodness, no! You mustn't blame yourself. Why, it was thanks only to your vast knowledge that we came up with our plan, Dust Noir. Nonetheless, our efforts had ended in failure. That's a fact. But being hard on ourselves is pointless. Let us reconsider our plan. We'll devise a different strategy tomorrow. Yes, let's do... wrong voice. Yes, let's do that. And may we find success together. That's how it stands, everyone. That's enough work for today. Rest up and prepare for tomorrow. Understood. Nom 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 nom. Why isn't Dust Noir eating with us? Where is he staying? Because there's not really, like, inns or anything. I guess he's just staying in that little, like, bar place. Whatever. We should get some sleep, too. Let's make tomorrow another good day, Tony. Okay, good night. The next morning... Up and at 'em. It's morning. Ugh, good morning. Would you like to save your game? No! Carnivine. I don't really like you too much. I'm obviously not on the bed. Why would you be asking me to save? Anyway, I know this episode, really, I spent most of it talking and babbling about you know, Silence of the Lambs, because it's such a good movie. But I'll see you guys on the next episode, where maybe I'll actually talk about Pokemon for more than 2 seconds. Bye.